To a big bust at a South Carolina prison. Not one, but two groups were caught in the act, trying to use drones to fly contraband over prison fences. It happened at Lee Correctional in Lee County over the weekend. That's the same prison where 7 inmates died after a 2018 riot.
It was not coordinated. It just happened to be a place that they both decided to show up, and they had one group detained, the other group took off, and the Bishopville Police Department gave chase, and there was apparently a wreck, and they were able to get the person that was or the people that were trying to fly it in.
Ann Emerson spoke to Director Sterling about the uptick in these illegal drones over the prisons. She tells us how a new FCC ruling may curtail these drones in less than a month.
A surge in the skies. State Prison Director Brian Sterling says more than 250 illegal drones were spotted dropping contraband across the prison systems in 2021. That's 3 times the amount from 2019.
With COVID and lockdowns and quarantine, we're not having visitors and we're not having volunteers come in, so that pathway to bring contraband in has been shut down. So they're looking for ways to get it in, and they're using technology, which is drones.
Sterling says the drones and the packages being dropped are getting bigger and more sophisticated.
It's kind of like a counterintelligence attack. What they will do is they will come in with one drone and they'll try to distract us, so we go and chase that one drone, and then they'll bring the other drone in with its payload and drop the contraband.
A hot commodity in these drone drops are cell phones. Sterling says the phones are used to run criminal enterprises from behind prison walls.
We've got multiple investigations going on right now, from fraud, identity theft, drug dealing, you name it. It's going on via contraband cell phone.
In March, a new FCC ruling is expected to go into place. The hope is prison officials will use managed access systems to locate contraband cell phones. Then phone companies will be mandated by the FCC to shut them down. Sterling isn't sure if cell phone companies will comply.
We're going to see if it works first. And then if this does work, I fully intend to go to the legislature and say, here's something that will stop a lot of the crime in South Carolina.
So far, the only prison in the state with a managed access system is Lee Correctional, but a successful compliance could mean the rest of the state's prisons will follow suit. We received a statement from the CTIA, the Wireless Industry Association. It says, quote, "We thank the FCC for their work to address the serious issue of contraband phones in prisons. The wireless industry has a long-standing commitment to collaborating with all stakeholders to find effective solutions, and we support the FCC's efforts to establish a process for terminating service to contraband phones," end quote.
Well, a heated debate took place on Johns Island today over what could become a possible and potential burn site. Our Floriana Boardman tells us why those who live nearby are upset and what Charleston County Council had to say.
95 acres of land has dozens of Johns Island residents upset over what could be a burn site near their homes.
But health-wise, for people with immunocompromised positions and people with lung conditions and small children, even if they burn with high heat and there's not a lot of smoke, you're still going to have the ash and the soot. It will affect people's lungs. It will affect the groundwater.
Charleston County is deciding whether or not to buy land. The Grayson Oak property where the site would be located sits on Main Road and Humbert Road. It would be used for chipping, dirt mining, and burning debris left behind by hurricanes. County Councilwoman Anna Johnson is against the measure. She and many of her constituents believe the location is not appropriate.
I think it's too close to the residents, and it may cause some harm with the water, because some people have well waters out here, as well as it could be a health hazard. So it's just not the appropriate place.
Jonathan Williamson lives approximately 1,000 yards from the proposed site.
The infrastructure can't support all of this that they're doing. There's just no strong commitment to seeing what the people of Johns Island want to. And I've heard it from so many of my friends and neighbors. They just feel like that we're the county punching bag.
Williamson is calling on the rest of county council to listen to him and other Johns Island residents.
We are the ones who always get the the last end of everything. You don't see them proposing putting a burn pit out by Kiowa and Seabrook, and there's hundreds of acres of land out there.
County Councilwoman Jenny Honeycutt supports buying the land. She attended Saturday morning's meeting but did not speak. We asked her for her response. She sent us a statement saying the use of the land would benefit those in and around the area, especially in regard to storm response. While burns may take place on the site, Charleston County argues the burns would be covered utilizing a curtain burn method with less smoke and hotter fire.
And top stories we're leading with this evening. North Charleston Mayor Keith Summies says there's a crisis in North Charleston classrooms that CCSD continues to ignore. And he's not convinced the district's Reimagine proposal is the answer. ABC News 4's Tara Jabor spoke to the mayor about his concerns and has more. Tara?
Katie, Mayor Keith Summies says he's upset with how North Charleston schools have been treated. He does not support the Reimagine Schools proposal, and he says the North Charleston community is ready to step up and help better those schools.
The students that are in North Charleston schools deserve the same opportunity and attention that schools all over the county gets.
North Charleston Mayor Keith Summies wants a change to better poor performing schools in his city, but he wants to be included in how that change is made.
It takes parental involvement, it takes community involvement, neighborhood involvement, city engagement, but it has to be coordinated by the people that are in control.
Mayor Summies says the schools need physically enhanced and curriculum needs to be better within the schools. He worries if things don't change, North Charleston will lose residents.
We've seen a resurgence of young people moving into North Charleston, and I think it's great, and we needed that. But unless we enhance the quality of the schools in North Charleston, they're not going to stay.
A couple weeks ago, Rep. Marvin Pendarvis brought up the possibility of filing legislation that would remove North Charleston schools from the CCSD district. Mayor Summies says that's the last resort, but it's possible.
If they're not capable of stepping up to the plate, then let's go back to where it's not a consolidated school district. We will engage in helping operate the schools.
We reached out to the Coastal Community Foundation. They have not hosted any informational town halls about their proposal, but they have attended community events to explain the proposal. They said in part, quote, CCF remains open and willing to listen and engage with members of the community who are seeking greater clarity. And Mayor Summies is meeting with the CCSD board on February 15th.